Welcome, everyone. We'll give everyone a couple of seconds to join, and we'll get started in about 30 seconds. Welcome, everyone. While we're waiting for people to hop in, if y'all can share where you're joining us from, we'd love to see. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Brown. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Daxko, and we're so excited that you've joined us for today's Ask Me Anything with our digital agency team. Just a few bits of housekeeping before we get started. Everyone has been muted to cut down on background noise, but this is an Ask Me Anything, so we want to hear your questions. So please submit your questions via the chat or the Q&A feature within Zoom, and we will be filtering them that way. And then also this session is being recorded. So if there's any takeaways that you want to share with the rest of your team, we will send that out as a recording at the start of next week so you can share it with the rest of your team. And so with that, let's go ahead and get started. How can you deliver messages that cut through the noise and generate results? There are endless avenues to connect with your members and your community, and it can be impossible to keep up with all the places that you need to focus to deliver really quality content. So today we are joined by 3 members of our digital agency team here at Daxko, who are going to share the different ways that they are driving change at YMCAs throughout the movement. So with that, I'm going to kick us off with doing a quick round robins of everyone who is on our panel today.
Hi, guys. My name is Brendan O'Brien. I'm the Web Development Manager. I ensure that our teams build great sites and help innovate and elevate the web space of our clients. I've been building websites for over 10 years now and led multiple teams over the years. And I get a passion from innovation and impact. And I think all the products we make here at Daxko both embody that, and everything we create at the agency just kind of lives to it. So really fun environment here, and we love working with Wise on our web team. And I'll pass it off to Kira.
Awesome. Thanks, Brendan. Hi, everyone. My name is Kira Macmillan. I am the digital marketing strategist here at the Daxko Digital Agency. Just a quick background. Over the course of my career, I've gained experience working with a wide variety of clients, from large enterprises to small businesses. I also graduated cum laude from Florida Atlantic University with a bachelor's of business administration and marketing. And I have a really strong passion for developing successful marketing strategies that really propel business growth. So really happy to have you all here. And then Isaac.
All right, last but not least, hello, I'm Isaac Archer. I'm the digital marketing team lead here at Daxko Agency. I lead a team of digital marketing and SEO specialists that help support our clients in a vast variety of business objectives, ranging from brand awareness, lead generation, reaching new users, just driving those business goals for our clients and helping supporting them as much as possible from the digital front. My experience, I actually have been working in digital marketing for almost 4 years now. I started actually in a small digital marketing agency and worked my way here to Daxko. And Daxko is really something I'm passionate about. The health and wellness space is really something I'm passionate about. Being a student athlete my whole life, making sure people are fit and healthy is something that I really strive, and I love supporting our clients in that endeavor.
Great. Thank you so much for those intros. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen so you can actually see the faces of the people who are talking, and wanted to kind of kick off the Ask Me Anything with a couple of questions on our end. While we are asking and talking through those, go ahead and submit them in the Q&A. But the first is, can y'all kind of walk the audience through how your teams work with nonprofits? I know that a lot of people, when they hear Daxko, they think software, and that is true, but we do have this agency offering. And I wanted to kind of give y'all's team an opportunity to talk through that interaction with our customers.
Sure, I'm happy to go first on that one. So nonprofits interface with my web development team, both during the build process of websites and afterwards with support. So from the onset of project, we have you meet generally with our account managers and our senior design team to help you envision any custom pages or themes that you want to ensure that we're meeting your goals and taking everything into consideration that your nonprofit has. Next, when we're all on the same page with the look and feel, we choose whether you choose the best-in-class pre-built themes or customized theme, we work with you to get any needed content that's required for the site to get to building it out with our development team. And that process is really where the magic and ideas become a reality. During this process, we'll check in with you for any revisions that we might have missed during the original content collection or any updates that you want to make onto your new site before you go live. And it's quite a nice little back and forth that we have going there. And then once the site's completed, it's off to the races. We'll launch and host your site. And that's just the beginning of many of people's journeys here with Daxko, because once it's launched, we have a few options to help you maintain the site. Whether you have a tech-savvy team and you want to do training to help support your website in-house, we're happy to help you out with that. But we also offer a dedicated support option for your teams too. So if you're looking for more of a hands-off approach to maintaining the website, we've got you covered there with our support specialist to be able to help and maintain your site long into its life cycle. So really quite a full encompassing involvement from the development team, kind of from the beginning of the process to the ongoing support. You'll be meeting with me and my team throughout. So we kind of love touching every part of the process, but it's not just me involved. We've got a lot of different actors going into play. So for that, I'll hand it off to Isaac Archer, who will talk about the digital marketing specialists and kind of how they play their role in the process as well.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan. So, first and foremost, like Brendan said, we'll form a team to support you in your digital marketing efforts. That will be an account manager who will help you with your websites and digital marketing, and then a digital marketing specialist and an SEO specialist as needed if we have SEO as a part of our agreement. We have kind of a variety of offerings to support our YMCA clients from small to large. We have a social media consultation, digital marketing consultation, where we aren't running the full ads, but we're being there as an advisor, being an expert, helping you make decisions regarding strategy, ad spend, creative, all those different aspects of digital marketing. And then we also have a smaller tier, which is helping Wise set up their Google grants, right? So that's a $10,000 of free advertising, making sure those are optimized. If they're not set up, setting them up, optimized, and spending that full $10,000. That's free money that can help support any nonprofit and should be supporting those YMCAs as well. And then we have kind of our full service offering, which is kind of an outcome-based approach. We focus on the three kind of pillars that we've identified in the YMCA space. First and foremost being those membership drivers, second being those donations, giving drives, and third being those programs that really set you apart in the industry. We have different kind of campaigns we'll set up for each, but for each of these offerings, we really want them to be customizable, meet you where you are, and then help you grow in that space as well. Using those campaigns and just being an advisor where needed. Once we break down where we're going to go with our campaigns, we kind of build out have a phased approach. We start with our research and strategy, which is usually 2 to 3 weeks, where we'll do competitor research, industry averages, identify trends in your area, and then we'll present that to you and align on our strategy moving forward before we start building any ads or start using any ad spend. Then we'll go into content creation, where we'll create ad copy, creative, videos, all that sort of stuff that will go into those ads themselves. And then we'll review those with you as well. We have the capacity to build those in-house and also use what you have as well and collaborate where needed. And then third, we'll go into that actual build phase. So we'll build out those ads on the platforms we've specified, ranging from Facebook, Google, we can even go into Twitter, different platforms. We really want to go where your users are. So that's something we'll also identify in that strategy phase as well. But we'll build out those ads. We'll have multiple rounds of revisions to ensure that we're all aligned before we hit go. And then, we'll start those campaigns. And then we go into that ongoing and management phase. And this is really where we get the most value. We build really cohesive reports that have, great data visualization tools, call out insights, action items, trends within the campaigns. And we'll go over those with you on a monthly or quarterly basis, even weekly if needed and specified in the agreement, just to help support the YMCAs and, make sure that everything is going well and, identifying areas where we maybe need to pivot or make changes. But that ongoing is really where that partnership that we like to call it a partnership here, where we're partnering with your why and we are really invested in your success as much as you are. And that's really where we see the most value. And that's kind of the high level call outs. And I'll pass it over to Kira.
Yeah, I think you guys did an awesome job describing both the web and digital offerings we have here. I also just will add on for a couple of seconds that we do have a wide variety of offerings. And one of the things that really makes us unique is our dedicated support. So, on the digital marketing side, like Isaac had touched on, we have a dedicated digital marketing specialist for you. On the website side, we have ongoing website support. And then for on both ends of the spectrum, we also have a dedicated account manager for you. And that's really important to making sure that you guys feel comfortable and confident as our partnership continues to grow. You have streamlined communication. You're not, waiting in a queue. You have a person that you can reach out to and know that you'll be supported throughout the process. So I think that's really important. It has been critical in the success of our clients. So I think that's it. That's about it for me.
Sounds great. Next question that I have for y'all. You have been working with a bunch of YMCAs, JCCs, nonprofits in your time on the agency team, ranging from different areas of expertise, ranging from different size teams, and marketing, support and impact. So can you all kind of talk us through what are some of the most common questions you get when working with nonprofits? And what are the answers to those that you guys help talk them through?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple here that we've just kind of pulled together. We'd love to talk about. I think one of my most interesting ones we have is how can you all help improve our membership join experience? And I think that there's a lot of opportunity here with our agency specifically to help take the Daxko experience up a level. We've developed a couple custom API implementations to make a really nice, smooth interface for clients who are utilizing the API services through Daxko that really kind of takes that join experience from the standard traditional Daxko interface and really makes it more of a personalized, stylistic approach that we've found wild success with our clients. So we're really happy with that. And it really allows us a little bit more flexibility to give you kind of that experience tailored to what you want and what you're looking for in your organization. And then I'll let Kira talk to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. So another question that we get all of the time is how do we track our performance, right? From the website to digital marketing. All of the clients and that we support, I mean, you need to be able to see how is my investment working, how is it performing? And so we've kind of used a couple of different avenues for this. And one of the things that I think makes us particularly unique is our embedded webhooks on our website. And we actually leverage those in our digital marketing campaigns as well. So one of the things that you may or may not know is that when Apple rolled out the iOS 14 update, and then of course expanding into iOS 15 as well, there's a lot of security protocols in there. And so one of those security rollouts that they launched was the ability for users to opt out of tracking. And so you can imagine for many marketing agencies that was a very difficult hurdle to overcome because it made users have the ability to opt out of tracking, so we couldn't track how people were interacting, converting, and that's really what we need to see in order to report on ROI, which is ultimately what you want to see as a client. So one of the things that we did to overcome this is through that membership webhook and program webhook experience that we built for our websites, we actually have a secondary layer of tracking on there. It's called Google Enhanced Ecommerce, and it allows you to see from that entire purchase funnel, from initial interaction through the end of sale, to be able to really say, okay, how is my website performing? How has that impacted my sales? And from a digital marketing perspective, we leverage those webhooks on our landing pages, and we actually have the ability to track down to the source so that we can really say, okay, how is Facebook performing? How is Google performing, and how do we need to make adjustments to our ads and our campaign strategy quickly and efficiently in order to reach our ultimate goals. So it's a really important element there. We also have digestible reports that we provide to you. So it's not just that layer of reporting. That layer of reporting in Google Analytics can be very difficult to digest. And we want to make sure that when you're interpreting this performance data, you feel comfortable and confident and have the information you need to really understand how things are moving and how things are performing. And so our team takes the time to put together reports for you all in a user-friendly format, so you can really see, how things are performing, and we can work together through your partnership to continue to optimize for success.
Fantastic. And then our last one that we have here is kind of a dual edge, and I'll have Isaac and me both tackle this one, but it's what kind of support do you provide post-launch the website and digital marketing campaigns? So on the website, like I said, we kind of have a couple different options for you based off what your needs as an organization are. If you're one of those people that say, hey, we have a young team of social media people that really want to get their hands sunk in this new version of the website. They weren't allowed in the last one, but they really want to take it on. We're happy to work with your team and provide them the training that they need to feel confident to work on the website themselves. Or we also have the great option of our in-house support team. And our in-house support team is there for you to do pretty much any of the small updates that you guys would normally be taking care of yourself. So whether it be text changes, image updates, adding a banner to the website to announce some sort of event, or helping update blogs, whatever you guys need in that little kind of design and minor content sections, we're there to help out. However, we also, if you need more bigger changes, like you're looking for new pages or redesigns, we do offer a la carte design services as well after the fact. So if you guys decide, hey, this campaign's going really well, we decided we want to go ahead and make a new section to the site to really expand on it, we are here to help out with that. So we've got quite a lot of different spread to our ability to support you in the website. And it's really up to what your demands are as an organization. And we can help you figure that out too. If you're thinking, hey, I don't really know, would we be able to handle that on our own team? Or is that definitely something we'd want to rely on Daxko for? We're happy to have that conversation to really let you know, hey, here's what's going to be expected of your team if they end up wanting to take that on. And we're totally open with letting you decide what's going to be best for your team. But with that, I'll pass it off to Isaac to have him talk about the digital campaigns.
Yeah, thank you, Brendan. We support our clients on an ongoing and continuous basis. We have those account managers to be that kind of first line of communication. They'll be there, they'll answer emails within an hour. Our account management team is just some awesome individuals. They go above and beyond consistently for our clients, and I can't speak highly enough of them. But also our digital marketing and SEO specialists, they're ready and willing to, hop in and make changes on the fly, hop on a call with a client and answer any of those hard questions, or, just helping go through the weeds and figure out what's going on, and making sure that they get the whole picture as well, so that they feel comfortable with their ad spend and what's going on those digital marketing platforms. But also, the beauty, like Kira said, with those reports, right? We have kind of a monthly cadence of those reports, even bi-weekly if needed, where we can hop on a call and we can talk through that data. We can show you where those numbers are going, show them actually directly into the software. Since we have the software teams in-house, we can communicate that with them on an ongoing basis, and just figure out the best way moving forward that we want to move. And it's just something that's going to always be kind of an ongoing conversation with clients and with YMCAs, JCUs, other nonprofits, just to make sure that we're aligned in our strategy and making quick pivots as needed, seeing the data in those reports. So we're just really on the ball, waiting for identifying trends and moving in that direction. Or if a client reaches out with a change needed to an image, we usually get that done within the next few hours. So, we're ready and willing to help wherever needed.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So we're going to go ahead and open it up to some Q&A. We have some questions that have come in. Wanted to kick off the first one with, what's the biggest improvement you've seen from a website and why was it impactful? Our team is currently considering doing a website redesign, and wanted to hear some thoughts.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I can highlight one end from the website engagement perspective. So I'm a digital marketing strategist now, but I actually used to be an account manager here at Daxko. So I have actually had the privilege of reviewing this performance data with my clients. And actually one of my clients here we recently launched a website and actually saw an 88% decrease in website bounce rate just within the first 3 months of launching this site. So just to kind of back up a little bit, just in case you're not familiar with what website bounce rate is. So website bounce rate is basically, when a user comes to your site, how quickly do they just immediately leave the site? And it's really important that you have a low website bounce rate, because otherwise what a high website bounce rate can show you is that users are coming to the website and they're not finding what they need quickly and easily. And that's ultimately really what your website is built to do, right? And then from there, once they're able to feel comfortable in the site and they're enjoying the digital experience that they're being shown, that's where you can really capitalize on their interest and push them to convert. So push them to sign up for a membership or register for a program. So it's really, really important that right off the bat, your website has a user-first experience. And so that's why, you know, I'm really proud to say in one of our recent website launches here, we had that 88% decrease in website bounce rate. That's really important. It showed that the website that we launched for them was really resonating with users. They were able to, you know, navigate the site quickly and efficiently, and ultimately was able to really impact their organization overall, because that's what was able to drive our conversion rates, right, and increase those membership joins. And I think, Brendan, you actually have some data on the membership join end as well that you could share.
Yeah, absolutely, Kara. I think one of the best things about our approach as an agency is we get to know you as a client and your organizational goals. And I think by doing that, we really are able to turbocharge almost what we can create in the design aspect and the development aspect, and what ends up being that user experience that Kira is talking about. On some of these sites, we've seen up to 70% online renewals increases, up to 150% program registration increases. And we've on one of our current clients, we've attracted more than 77% of new visitors to the site since it's launched. So we've got a lot of metrics that just kind of point to, hey, when you take the time to get to know the organization and you have these processes of interviews, and we decide, you know, hey, is this the right theme for you? Do we need to do custom implementation? By having these critical conversations, we're really able to make the website work best for you. And we're able to demonstrate that with data to show that, hey, the users are also really enjoying this time that we're taking to create the experience that's minded towards them. And whether that be prescriptive and just fitting the bill and doing a fantastic job of meeting the needs of your local community, or whether it be taking it above and beyond and reaching to some new heights with your community, we're there to support you in the best, most thought leader type way we can to help you steer your organization's web presence in the right direction.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We have another question that asked, how many nonprofit organizations does Daxko work with?
Yeah, I can speak to that one. So we actually serve about 670 nonprofits throughout the US, and that includes YMCAs, Boys and Girls Clubs, JCCCs, and community centers.
Awesome. So you have another question here. It says, can you explain how to add a donate now button to our email signature?
Yeah, so the easiest way to do that is going to be, you're going to grab an image, drop it into your email, hyperlink it, and then you would hyperlink it to the donation URL, where if you're going on your site or in Daxko operations, when you clicked on donate, whatever that URL is, you would just hyperlink that to the image at the bottom of your email, and then just save that to your signature. Bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. You should have an awesome little donate button right there.
Awesome. Next question is, the past year and a half, my team has focused intensely on member acquisition. Our acquisition numbers are finally meeting and exceeding our goals. So we are shifting now to focus more on great member engagement. How does your team help our organization to both attract new members and engage existing members?
I think that's a great question, Roxanne, and thank you for submitting it. I think one of the things that we just talked about in our last answer really speaks to this of, by us taking the time to get to know your organization and the goals in our discovery sessions and really understanding what you're looking to do as an organization, and then taking that as one half of the story and then bringing in our other half of the story of here's what we're doing with Otherwise to help them reach similar goals. It really creates this kind of unique fluidity where we have an awesome reference of other YMCAs and what's been successful around the country. And then you have your goals and your passions and your drives. And when those two come together, you know, you're serving your community to the best capacity possible. You're bringing new ideas and current ideas and combining them into something new. And that truly we found attracts multitudes of customers because, you know, with the YMCA has a storied past and a storied history, but by being able to come to these organizations and giving them life or refreshment to their current goals or bring in new goals to the picture, it helps keep that history changing and not stagnant and kind of refreshing. So we've got a lot of different options there to help bring that membership engagement up, but we really pride ourselves on meeting with the organization and understanding their goals and bringing in best practice to the picture to help find a nice union between the two.
Yeah, and I can speak to that question as well from a digital marketing front. So first and foremost, we'd probably create two different audiences, right? We would get your membership list, and we can use that and cross-examine that and use it on any digital marketing platform. And then we could service different ads to potential new members and then current members as well. We would also be able to, provide insight and guidance in organic social presence as well. So when you're posting on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, on a blog post, anything of that nature, we could give, some consultation there on what to post that is maybe the most engaging that we're seeing on the back end from the analytics or what the data is saying as well. So we can help in kind of two different aspects there. We could even service ads directly to your members, promoting maybe a new offering that you have or a new program that's new to the Y or to your business. And how that will benefit them as a current member. And then we could do the same thing, obviously with a different kind of tone of voice and a different messaging to potential new members as well.
Awesome. So we have another question is if we have a WordPress website, how can we track people that come from our site via Facebook, Google, et cetera, and sign up for a membership in order to track conversions?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. There's obviously a lot that goes into setting that up correctly. I would say that's probably one of the hardest challenges. It's not terribly hard to get the tracking information onto the website. There's several guides out there. You can look up, Google has a nice guide for it. Facebook has a nice guide for it. However, once the data is synced up to your website, sorting through that data, figuring out what you need to look at. And I can let Isaac speak to this more, but that's really where the magic comes to life with the tracking. Just because everybody that came in the door doesn't mean if the sale was successful, doesn't mean if that they wanted to be there, if they just ended up there by happenstance. And so Isaac, I think you can speak to that a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'll tag team with Kira as well. I know she knows a lot about this as well. But with that conversion funnel, right, we can identify where people are dropping off, maybe where a point of interest is on the site. We can do different, tracking on the back end to identify, say, maybe one of the pages in that conversion funnel is where the majority, say 50% of the users are falling off. We can go in and optimize that page. We can make adjustments as needed to then, counteract what we're seeing on that data end. But also, tracking is just something that is so important in digital marketing. Connecting those ad spend dollars with those revenue dollars is an ongoing thing. It's never perfect and it's never going to be done per se. It's something that we're going to continuously work through and work with our clients to make sure that everything is seamlessly integrated. And that we're tracking efficiently and effectively, and that those numbers are correlating in their end so that they can take them to either their higher ups or whoever they're reporting to, or share it, across the Y space or the nonprofit space to other Ys and show what amazing work is being done. But I'll let Kira also talk a little bit about the tracking as well.
Yeah, so there's kind of two ends of the spectrum. You have what's provided by the platforms, right? So Google provides you with a multitude of tracking options. There's Google Analytics that goes down to Google Tag Manager. They also have that Google enhanced e-commerce tracking, which is available, but does require a little bit more development expertise in order to execute. Facebook obviously provides their Facebook Pixel. But from that though, and so all of those, like Brendan said, there are easy guides out there on Google that you can find in order to implement those. But with that being said, once those are implemented, like Brendan mentioned, you have to be able to digest that information. That's really, really important to make sure that you're leveraging that data to really make, accurate business decisions. And so, that's why I would really, really recommend, because each platform has its own limitations, right? So, both on Facebook, people can opt out of tracking, right? So what is captured through Facebook Pixel is always going to be limited, kind of from now on. And it kind of goes also to even in email marketing as well. iOS 15 now allowed Apple users to opt out of tracking for email receipts. And so it's just really, really important that that you're able to verify that the tracking method that you're using, you can identify where those gaps may be. And so that's why, again, I'll just kind of circle back really quickly to the webhooks that we use on our websites. We actually have that Google enhanced e-commerce layered in on both the membership webhook and the program webhook, which allows us to kind of get around some of the tracking limitations within like each one of the platforms that Facebook wouldn't be able to report to us. And enhanced e-commerce gets really, really granular in the data from the source to the revenue spent. And then you can really compare that. And that's one of the benefits of, I guess, with our particular agency team and working with the software side as well, is we're able to leverage your membership data, but even on your end as well, you can leverage your own membership data to calculate, your lifetime value metrics and really report on ROI for each, digital avenue that you guys are working towards. So there's a couple different options there, but we would recommend the easiest and fastest way is to look at those free resources that are provided by the platforms by both Facebook and Google. And then if you want to get really granular, be able to see that one-to-one comparison, that's when you have to dive a little bit deeper into tracking and look at things more like enhanced e-commerce and custom tracking elements.
Great. One thing I'll add to that, current Daxko operations customers are able to use digital analytics tracking, which allows our nonprofits to track analytics and success from Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. This is already available for free in Daxko operations. I'll make sure that's included in the follow-up email if you need any support in setting that up. All right, so next question is, we heard a little bit about, you mentioned Google Grants. Can you explain what that is and how we should be using it?
Yes, I can go first. Google Grants is a service provided by Google for nonprofits. Kira, correct me, what is the exact verbiage they need? It's like a 501.
It's a 501c3, yeah. So most YMCAs and nonprofit organizations are a 501c3. You just kind of have to watch sometimes like one-offs.
Yeah, so you need to have one of those. Once you apply for it through Google, we can assist you through that whole application process, help to expedite the process, get it quicker as possible. And then Google quite literally gives you $10,000 of free money a month to spend on that Google Grant account. There is a lot of limitations as far as the way you're able to spend that money. And thankfully enough, we have ran quite a few Google Grants, so we kind of know those rules and how to play along with them as well. But there is those limitations. So, we can't like do competitor conquesting. We have to be very careful about our keyword targeting on there. But you can promote a wide variety of things on there that your nonprofit and that your YMCA or JCC offers on that Google Grant. And again, it's free money. It's something we strive to have all of our nonprofit clients having a Google Grant. Whether it's us managing it or them managing it themselves and us getting guidance. But it's just a really, really valuable tool for the nonprofit space.
Awesome. All right, next question is, which digital marketing tactics are essential for nonprofits to consider?
Yeah, I can tackle this one again too. I'll give a little bit of a three-pronged answer, so bear with me. First and foremost, what sets you apart from your area, other Ys in your area, other health and wellness facilities, other small gyms? What sets you apart? Is it that community, your diversity, the programs you offer? We really want to highlight those in those digital marketing efforts. Just to cement yourself as something different, as something new, and that helps us attract new users and engage current ones as well. And then the second prong might be creative. It is so important in digital marketing, whether that's ad copy, whether that's headlines, call to actions, images, videos. It is vastly important to have good creative and ad copy. It's something that we're honestly continuously A/B testing, split testing. Just because one image performs well doesn't mean another one won't. Just because one is performing well doesn't mean another one could be better. We want to continuously A/B test those things, but good engaging creative is so important. Videos, especially on our platforms like Instagram and Facebook, Those are very important. Small, we can edit the videos in-house. And also, like I said earlier, right, we can create that content for you if needed. And we can also tag team with your internal team to help you create the most engaging content. We can give you guidance. We can edit images or videos in-house, and just support that as well as much as possible. And then third, be adaptable. Digital marketing is not a fine science as much as I wish it was. Sometimes we could follow all the best practices and all the recommendations under the sun, and sometimes we won't hit those goals. Other times, maybe we try something else and those goals are smashed before we thought we could possibly do it. So it's something that we need to be very adaptable. Again, A/B testing, right? That's something I say a lot to my team and our clients. I know my team is always like, oh my God, here he goes again, talking about A/B testing, but it's vastly important to identify what works and what doesn't, and strive towards what is working and continuing to optimize towards those results. So being adaptable, again, sometimes things don't go as planned. And that is just part of digital marketing and part of marketing kind of as a whole. But it's something that you just need to be able to pivot on your feet. Quick pivots. If something doesn't work, we go in a different direction. It's just very important. And that will be my three-pronged answer. Kira, if you want to answer, Brendan, feel free.
Yeah, I'll actually expand off because it's a question that I get often. I know, Isaac, you'd mentioned making sure that you have good creative, and I often get, okay, well, what defines good creative? And the answer to that is really unique, but I'll try to give you as a tangible answer as possible. There's actually a book that I'll reference. There's an author by the name of Daniel Pink, and he wrote a book that was called The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. And in this book, Pink speaks to one of the most powerful psychological drivers, which is your intrinsic motivation factors. And when someone is intrinsically motivated, that person is usually moved to act for the fun of a challenge rather than, a promotion or pressure or reward that they may receive from whatever they're engaging with. And so one example of this could be when a consumer, feels motivated to purchase a product that gives back to the community or the environment because they feel like they're a part of something that's bigger than themselves, right? They're not being motivated by a discount of the product. They're being motivated by the value that they know that they can make on the community or the environment by becoming a consumer. And so nonprofits are actually perfectly positioned to capitalize on these intrinsic motivation factors. And you can do that by showcasing the value behind your membership or your program registration, what that can do to the community or have that impact that it can have on the community. And that also really allows you to build that brand loyalty and trust. So when you're thinking about, what creative am I developing, what messaging am I delivering on my website or my social media, really make sure that you're highlighting the value behind your services. So I'll use, youth sports as an example. So you're not just selling a registration to a soccer or a baseball or a basketball program. You're actually selling a community-based program that supports youth development and provides a safe space for youth to grow. So when you kind of shift that messaging beyond just, sign up today for $0 down or, 50% off your first month, and you're showcasing the value behind what it means to be a member of this organization, they really feel like they're a part of something that's bigger than themselves, and you're capitalizing on that intrinsic motivation factors, which is ultimately going to increase your conversion rates.
Awesome. Okay, next question is, should we be focusing more on organic social or paid social?
Yeah, I can answer that. Both. It would be the correct answer. We like to kind of collaborate with our clients, again, going back to being a partner, right? With their organic posting, having those paid ads have the same voice, have the same messaging, making sure that people who are seeing the ads organically, seeing their posts organically and then are seeing the ads as well, they're seeing the same message, and there's no disconnect there at all. So that honestly, we want those ads to look like they're maybe even posted organically. That's the best way to get users to engage on, Facebook, Google as well. But both really. And we can help again with our social media consultation. We can help in that aspect as well. We can help you identify, good organic social media best practices, making sure not just on one platform, but all the platforms you're on, you're following those best practices, sharing things in the same voice. helping build content calendars, things of that nature, just to alleviate that process and help as much as possible, drive more signups, more members, all those things. We just want to help support your business as much as possible.
Yeah, I'll add in one thing too, and Isaac is right. It really is both. But I think something that's often overlooked, and just a piece of advice that I throw out there, is oftentimes I see businesses looking at organic social and paid social as their own separate funnels, when in reality it's one organic social presence that you're sharing. And so you want to make sure that when someone sees an ad, or you're creating or you're developing creative for an ad, that if they come from that ad to your Facebook page or to your Instagram account, they feel like it's a natural progression. So what you're promoting, your branding, what colors are you using, what terminology are you referencing for your programs and your teams and your community, and making sure that that is consistent when when they transfer from the ad to the individual account page or to the website, is really, really important to make sure that they continue to feel comfortable in their process, especially when you're, asking for something as sensitive as money, online. They want to feel comfortable and confident navigating. And so really I would encourage you all to look at, when you're developing your paid social and your organic social, honestly, almost putting the two side by side, and do they look consistent? Does it look like it's coming from the same brand? Is my messaging consistent? Is all really key and important when you're thinking about that long-term full funnel strategy.
Thank you. Next question is, we just redid our website with OpenY. How long until we should update it?
That's a great question. So I'm sure as a lot of you on this call may or may not know, OpenY was recently purchased by YUSA, and they're going through a little bit of a transition period, it seems like. And not 100% sure how it'll all end up, but the way that the road is currently going is they're going from an open source application, which allowed a myriad of developers and agencies to work on the OpenY platform with ease and access support and really get the community going that they needed. Now it looks like they're transitioning to more of a closed marketplace with approved developers and support teams from the YUSA team. So we're looking like we're going to be getting away from a lot of the cut stuff that's currently existed. So if you just redid your website with OpenY, it sounds like there's going to be a little bit of a support window, and then it's going to close off, and you're going to be vulnerable to security patches and flaws and any sort of open vulnerabilities that the platform itself experiences, because YUSA will not be updating old clients. So just kind of a play by ear thing with where your support is with OpenY, but we would never recommend a website to be vulnerable to security issues or anything like that, especially when handling transactions or anything to that metric, especially personal information, God forbid a data leak or anything like that. So we highly recommend updating your sites as often as possible, as soon as patches are up, and being proactive about it. And that's one of the things we offer with our websites, is the consistent monitoring for threats, updating and maintaining security measures to make sure that your site is as secure as possible for the instances where it may try to be attacked. We have benchmarks in place to hopefully prevent that. And then going forward, the OpenY websites that were previously built will not have that continual support. So we would just recommend evaluating where you're at in that process with OpenY. And if you are someone who wants to be security minded, like we'd recommend, and like most of the industry is, we would say get ahead of that sooner than later. Like it's going to be to your advantage to start thinking about that now, if you have a timeline of when that support's going to go up, and you have time to start making an action plan, right? To think about, do we need to redesign? Can we figure out an interim solution? And we're here to have that conversation if you guys are, again, curious about it or have questions. That's what we're here for. We want to be a support for the community and thought leaders in that area. So if you have questions about it, we're always open to talking about it and discussing what the best option is for you and your organization.
We need a follow-up question to that one. What platform do you build your websites on, and why?
Yeah, absolutely. We build our websites on WordPress, and we use WordPress for a couple of reasons. It's number one, it's just the most used open source platform out there. The number two is what OpenY is built on, which is Drupal. They made a bunch of customizations to it that really make it their own unique product that's kind of harder to work with. And WordPress itself is very open-ended, and it has the largest support network of those security updates, those patches, and a constant team of community that's looking out for each other to help develop the best kind of interface for those products. So we really rely on WordPress because it's reliable, it's scalable, it's fast, and it allows the securities updates to really hit the deck faster than almost any other platform, because there's such a large community that people are finding new threats all the time, reporting them, and updates are very, very consistent. So yeah, it has a couple advantages over things like Drupal. Drupal is really a platform that's meant for handling thousands and thousands of pages, large scale websites. And WordPress is much better at handling sub 1,000-page websites. It's much quicker as far as actual processing the data and able to make it look a little bit nicer, I would say. Drupal is more meant for those like .gov websites where they have, 500,000 pages or whatnot. So we made a lot of concise decisions when we went with WordPress, but we're really happy we did, because we've been able to develop on it, create amazing things like the webhook and all these amazing products that help you get better tracking of conversions, happier customers, and better user experience overall.
Awesome. Thank you. Next question is, I'm currently a team of one due to some staff shortages, but my leadership team is wanting to grow our marketing impact, especially as we approach this January. Where do you suggest I focus first?
Yeah, team of one, hard, right? I've been a part of a small agency. It's very hard to be a team of one. But I would say, honestly, hold off for the month of December with your digital marketing efforts and go at it hard in January. Focusing on those new year kind of resolution focused taglines. That is kind of when we see in the health and wellness fitness industry, there is a massive spike in cost per, not spike, it's actually a drop in cost per lead, but spike in engagement, spike in just overarching results from the month of January. And that it lends heavily to New Year's resolutions, people looking to, start off the new year right. That's one of the first recommendations I would say. Secondly, prioritize what platform you want to kind of engage on the most. Say it's Facebook, optimize that Facebook profile as much as possible, and then move to different platforms and make sure, again, same voice, same messaging, coloring, all those things are the same. So when someone goes from your Facebook to, say, your Pinterest or your Twitter account, they feel like they're in the same place. They don't feel like there's two different accounts, maybe ran by two different people. We want them to be the same. And then on the digital marketing front, with those ad dollars, I would suggest, getting kind of an evergreen campaign out for a Google campaign, focusing on your branded keywords, your location specific keywords, things that, never will go away, like your brand name, like the location that you're based in. Those sort of things are very easy to maintain. And for a team of one will be easy to start off with. And again, we have our social media consultation, our digital marketing consultation. We can be there to support you in any capacity as possible. And that is just one way we can support in that endeavor as well.
Yeah, I'll just tack on to that as well. I know that these tracking add-ons are not always in place for all organizations, but if you do have any historical information about, what programs, what offerings, what services you promote that do drive your largest customer lifetime value. So, and just customer lifetime value, just to quickly touch on that, that's really, what is the lifetime investment of that member? So, or of that customer. So if they maybe initially sign up for a program or a service that's only $25 a month, how does their investment grow throughout the lifetime of their relationship with your organization? So how much do they, tend to spend on average, throughout the entire lifetime if they've added on additional services or programs? And so really looking at what programs or memberships, offerings, or services drive the largest customer full lifetime value metric is going to be really important to, understanding, okay, what should I promote? If I only have the opportunity, I only have a set budget, I don't have a whole team to manage, 36 different membership campaigns for all different membership types and demographics. I really just want to hone in on what products and services are really going to prove the most revenue for our organization overall. That's when you can really, make sure that you're looking at what is the lifetime value metric for those customers who sign up for those particular programs. And then from there, you can say, okay, well, I've now identified that this membership type has the highest average customer lifetime value metric. And then from there, you can really focus on promoting that one membership type. And then you can kind of there's a variety of different verticals that Isaac had touched on how to do that. But I think that's really important too, because I do often see that a lot of organizations are overwhelmed by the amount of products and services that they offer. And so they don't really know, what should I promote? How much should I promote it? I only have so much. And you can be, there's a fine balance that you have to find. You know, if you only have a set budget, you want to make sure that you're not spreading that budget too thin. And so it's just really important that you're looking at that performance data, if you have it available, any historical data that you have, in order to make data-driven decisions and really, you know, kind of pave the best path forward.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We had another question is, what size of digital marketing budgets does your team work with?
Yeah, I can speak to that. We have a massive range of digital marketing budgets, ranging from as small as, you know, $100, $200, $300 a month. Kind of the sky's the limit there. We have clients, you know, spending 20,000, 10,000, a few thousand here, 30,000 and up. So we're really comfortable with whatever budget. That's one of the beauties with our, you know, research and strategy phase. We align on that budget, make recommendations there, and make sure that, you know, that budget is being spent effectively and efficiently. So we're really comfortable with a wide range of budgets, and whatever you have, we're comfortable helping, you know, drive results from that budget.
Good deal. Okay. It looks like that is all the questions we have today. We've talked through a lot and it's been good. But I'm going to turn it over to Kira to actually round us out, just so you guys on the call kind of have a holistic picture of all of the offerings that we've talked about for the agency team.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a screen there too. I wasn't sure if you wanted to pull that one up. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, so I know we've touched on a lot of these things throughout our answers to some of your questions, but just kind of to round us all out, you know, some of the things that we offer here at Daxko on the agency side are, of course, our website services for our website development. That includes, you know, full websites, from full custom, even to smaller websites as well, and landing pages. Our team can really work with you to find the best fit. We also have ongoing technology and maintenance and support. Again, that's kind of talking back to, we want to make sure that when you're, you know, launching a new website, or you're launching a new digital marketing campaign, or reputation management, directory listings, whatever it is, you're not just launching it and forgetting about it. I see that happen with businesses all of the time. And that's really unfortunate, because, you know, marketing is changing all the time. So we want to make sure that we are there to support you throughout the lifetime of our relationship and our partnership. And so with ever-changing marketing techniques, we're going to be coming to you with our recommendations, and we're here to support you as your organization changes. If you need to make changes on the website or changes to your digital marketing campaign, you have someone you can reach out to, and we'll work with you to make sure that we're effectively making those changes and updates. That kind of goes into account management as well. Account management kind of spans every product and service offering that we offer. You have a dedicated account manager that you can reach out to. This is really important, because I know communication can be a huge hurdle when you're working with a third-party agency. You know, you want to make sure that you can reach out to someone and feel as if they're on your own marketing team. You have that direct relationship, and so you'll have a dedicated account manager that you can reach out to and have support and you know, conversations about how we can continue to drive your business growth and continue to support you. And then, of course, with our digital marketing services as well, wide variety of offerings based on your business needs. You know, one of our, you know, top offerings is our paid ads management, which of course can span from Facebook advertising, which also includes Instagram and Google and Google Grants. And again, our team has a wide variety of expertise on many paid social platforms. So, you know, we're happy to work with you and find what's going to be the best for your particular organization's needs. And then, of course, that strategy as well. We have that digital marketing consultation service. So maybe, you know, you don't need full management, but you just need some guidance and you just need some help. That's what our digital marketing specialists are here to do as well. We're happy to guide you and help you throughout the development of your digital marketing strategy. We also, there's a couple of things that are even not on this list. So I would just recommend, you know, if you're interested, if you need some help, we'd be really happy to support you and find what the best fit would be. We have a lot of services that we can, you know, pick and choose from and find the best fit. So, and if there are any questions that you didn't ask here today that you want to make sure that you ask, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to connect. We actually have an email on the screen here. It's marketing@daxko.com, and we'd love to chat.
Amazing. Thank you, Kira. And thank you to all of our panelists. And thank you to our attendees for the thoughtful questions that you submitted. We know that you are in planning for January joins coming up. So thank you guys for taking time in the holiday season to join us. As a reminder, this is going to be recorded, or this was recorded, and will be shared as a follow-up that you can share with other people on your team. But with that, I will go ahead and round us out. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you all.
Take care.